Cleveland won Game 7 by 12. They won the boards by 27. 60 rebounds for Cleveland, 33 for Toronto, the biggest rebounding asymmetry of the entire series. The headline will name Mitchell. The headline will name Harden. The chalkboard names a center, Jarrett Allen. First career Game 7, 22 points, 19 rebounds, 3 blocks. 14 of those points came in the third quarter alone. 10 of those rebounds came in the third quarter alone. Cleveland flipped a 9-point deficit into a 19-point lead in 12 minutes of basketball. The mechanism was not a perimeter star. The mechanism was a roll-tier center on the offensive glass. This is how Toronto's season ended. Let's start with the first half. Game 7, Cleveland, home court. Both teams had won every home game of the series. The first 24 minutes were the matchup Vegas projected. Two perimeter-led offenses trading possessions. Mitchell taking shots, Harden taking shots. Toronto's defense holding up. At halftime, Cleveland trailed by 9. A 9-point deficit in a Game 7 is not a blowout. It is a danger window. 24 minutes of basketball had not produced a tactical edge for either side. Allen was a quiet contributor through the first half. Interior presence, defensive anchor, not a headline. He was setting screens, he was rolling, he was rebounding when the ball came his way, but the glass was even. Toronto's frontcourt held the rebound battle through the early going. Cleveland's stars took the bulk of the shots. The chalkboard was star on star. The story everyone was about to publish was already half-typed. The Raptors had built their first half advantage on Toronto-style work. Their bigs were boxing out. Their guards were chasing the long rebounds. Cleveland's offensive glass was being held even by Toronto's defense, not by Cleveland's center. Mitchell carries Cleveland, Harden's playoff redemption, the Raptors weather the storm. The names that pay sat where they were supposed to sit. A 9-point margin at halftime. The headline writers were drafting their leads, and then the third quarter started. Two perimeter offenses had played each other for 24 minutes. The matchup was symmetric, the numbers were tight. The chalkboard had not asked a new question yet. The third quarter asked the question, what does Toronto do when one team stops playing the perimeter game and starts playing the offensive glass game? Toronto did not have an answer. The Raptors lost Game 7 in the next 12 minutes. The byline changed. The third quarter, 12 minutes of basketball. Allen scored 14 points. Allen pulled down 10 rebounds. Cleveland ran a 49-21 run. That is not a scoring streak. That is a possession asymmetry. A 49-21 run in 12 minutes of playoff basketball is the kind of thing that ends a series. The math is not subtle. Cleveland scored more than twice as many points as Toronto in one quarter. The mechanism was not a hot perimeter night. The mechanism was repeat possessions. Every offensive rebound is an extra possession. Every block that ignites a transition is an extra possession. Allen generated both. 14 points in 12 minutes from a center is not catch-and-shoot variance. The shot profile is short. The shot profile is high percentage. Putbacks, dump-offs, second-chance dunks. The kind of basket that only exists if your big keeps the ball alive. 10 rebounds in 12 minutes is 1 rebound every 72 seconds of game clock. Each one was an extra Cleveland chance. Each one extended a possession. Each one shrank Toronto's clock. The 3 blocks did more work than the box score shows. Each rejected drive is 1 possession Toronto did not score on, and 1 possession Cleveland got to start with the ball going the other way. The defensive end was feeding the offensive end. The Raptors stopped getting clean looks. Not because of a perimeter adjustment, because every miss got vacuumed up by Allen and turned into a Cleveland bucket. The chalkboard term is second chance Avalanche. 12 minutes of it ends a Game 7. Cleveland did not adjust its scheme. The scheme adjusted around its center. Toronto could not catch up. The part that should keep Detroit's coaching staff awake is that the Avalanche did not require a tactical adjustment from Cleveland. It required a center who was already on the floor, doing the job he was already getting paid to do, finally getting matched against a Toronto frontcourt that had no answer for the seal. Now look at the full game number. Cleveland team rebounds 60. Toronto team rebounds 33. Margin plus 27. A team rebound margin of plus 27 in a Game 7 is the kind of number that ends seasons. Toronto did not lose the glass. Toronto got buried under it. 60 boards to 33 is not a Game 7 box score. It is a regular season mismatch where one team forgot to box out for 48 minutes. The scoring margin was 12. The rebound margin was 27. The rebound margin was more than double the scoring margin. That gap is the whole argument. Cleveland did not outshoot Toronto by enough to win on shot making alone. Cleveland outpossessed Toronto. The player who manufactured the possession edge was Allen. Allen alone accounted for 19 of Cleveland's 60 rebounds. That is roughly 31% of his team's total board work. One player, one night, almost a third of the team's possession generation. Toronto's perimeter held up reasonably well in this game. The defensive rotations were not catastrophic. The breakdown was structural, not schematic. Cleveland kept getting second and third looks at the rim. Allen kept tipping balls back out. Allen kept ripping them away from Toronto bigs. The Raptors had no answer for the seal. They had no answer for the rip. This is what roll-tier center play looks like when it is weaponized correctly. Allen does not need usage. Allen does not need plays drawn for him. Allen needs the ball to come off the rim. That is the difference between a center who needs the ball and a center who lets the ball find him. The ball found Allen 19 times. Toronto could not beat him to a single one that mattered. 12 minutes of it, then 24, then 48, then a Game 7 is over. So here is the question. Did Cleveland win Game 7 because their stars closed it or because their center weaponized the glass? The honest steelman sounds like this. Mitchell and Harden were the closers. The names on the front of the box score are the names that won Game 7. Allen's 22 and 19 is impressive, but role players have big games. Without Mitchell pulling Toronto's perimeter out, Allen does not get clean offensive boards. Stars created the gravity. The role-tier center cleaned up. That is a reasonable book. The problem is the third quarter run. Toronto's defensive rotations were intact in the third quarter. There is no perimeter coverage breakdown that explains a 49-21 run. What explains the run is repeat possessions. Cleveland kept getting 2 and 3 looks at the rim. That does not happen because Mitchell drew a help defender. It happens because a center boxed out, sealed, and ripped the ball off the glass. Allen did that 10 times in 12 minutes. The Stars did not generate the Avalanche. The center did. The Stars happened to score on the extra possessions he created. The order of operations matters. The center generated the possession. The Stars finished it. So here is the verdict. 3 jobs, 1 center, 12 minutes. Job 1, offensive glass, 10 third quarter rebounds, second chance points, possession surplus. Job 2, rim protection, 3 blocks, live ball denials feeding Cleveland transition. Job 3, interior finishing, 14 third quarter points, putbacks, dump-offs, dunks, the highest percentage shot profile in the game. Toronto's chalkboard read the same as Cleveland's chalkboard at halftime. 2 stars per side, honest perimeter coverage, a 9-point margin that meant nothing. Then the third quarter started. One team was playing a different game. Cleveland was playing the offensive glass game. Toronto was still playing the perimeter game. The offensive glass game won by a score of 49-21 in the next 12 minutes. That is not a star-led closeout. That is a center who pulled down 19 boards and turned a Game 7 into a possession asymmetry the Raptors could not solve in real time. The names on the marquee will read different. The numbers on the chalkboard do not. Cleveland gets Detroit in the conference semifinals. Detroit's front court does not give up offensive rebounds the way Toronto's did. The board math that buried the Raptors will get tested again on Sunday. We will see if the Avalanche travels. We will see if a roll-tier center can run the same chalkboard against a different opponent in 3 days. Next episode of Chalk Tactics, we go inside the offensive rebounding rate Detroit posted in their first round and ask whether Allen has any chance of running this scheme back. Until then.